How you doing, everyone? I'm making this video because, well, I finished Xenoblade 3, and just to make a little review to tell you how I all thought about this game. When I first started this game, first I'm going to tell you about the good. I'm going to tell you about some of the things I didn't like, and at first some of the ugliest of what I thought at first, and then that kind of got solved during the end. So first things first. Yes, I did play Xenoblade 1 back then when it came out on the Wii and then the Wii U. I didn't play Definite Edition. I still got to play. I heard there was an extra prologue to that game, so I was kind of shocked with this third game. I only played Xenoblade 2 halfway, so there are still some things in that game I was missing. I do know about the twist though, the twist in both games. I do know about them. Anyway, so I wasn't really shocked about the whole universe thing. So anyway, this game started out. It started out really good. It started out really good. There were some major problems with the story a little bit, getting close to the middle. The game kind of dragged a bit, and Chapter 5, when I got to Chapter 5, that's when the game really started to pick up. It picked up a lot, and so I completed that. And let me just tell you, when I got to Chapter 5, it really picked up. I'm going to be honest, I didn't like the twist at first because I'm not really a fan of convergences. I'm not. I'm more of the fan. I'm a fan of, if you split something, you better keep it that way. You know what I mean? Because when I saw that twist to Chapter 5, I was telling myself, this feels like an ass pull, out of the ass. It really does feel that way. I have never in entertainment seen any story do that. You can try to name, if anybody has an idea of a story that did this, please, I would like to know, because I've never seen that. And I can see why that's never been done, because it's stupid. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it like that. Sure, transporting people to another universe just themselves, that's fine. But having two universes merge, I don't think so. Like that. Anyway, I was beyond disbelief. Okay. I uploaded some of my final, the final parts of the game. I uploaded it, so you could all see it on there. To see what to see my stuff that I did. I uploaded the whole ending. It's only in pictures though. I didn't get the whole thing in video, but it's up there. Anyhow, there was a part after that where the game really dragged. It dragged a bit. I was getting a bit bored. I really was. And I think a lot of you know what I'm talking about. The boat part, when you're going around the boat and you're going around to these islands and stuff. Look, I like that in Wind Waker, but I didn't like that here. Zelda, I didn't like that here. Anyway, getting to the point, after I got through all of that, I was noticing the world building, okay? I was noticing it, and I was kind of seeing off the bat where this story was taking place. I'm like, okay, I recognize this area. This is some of the areas from Xenoblade 1, the first one. I noticed the forest. You remember where the giant tree was? I recognized Milia. I recognized remember what was the Hyentia, where the place where they were living at? Her race that used to live, used to be alive. They're not alive anymore. But I recognized it, and when I went in there, it's called Keeves Castle now, so it's but I recognize it off the bat. I'm like, oh, I recognize this. The cliffs, I recognized it, but it was a little different. But again, I recognized it. And then see when I got in there and I saw the Bionis and the Mechonis design, I'm like, oh, okay, this is the same place, right? It's the same place. So I got in there and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. So you saw not to mention I did see the Milia robot, the one she had there in the beginning. So that already told me everything I needed to know the first time I saw that. I'm like, okay, Milia Antiquire. Okay, this is I was saying this has something to do with the first Xenoblade game. Otherwise she wouldn't be mentioned. So regardless of that, and then of course Nia popped up. And I'm like, okay, so Xenoblade 2. So now we got both of these in here? What? I was like, oh, both universes? This was right before, of course, I knew about the twist, that where Nia ends up spilling her guts about everything that has happened up to that point and saying, which I got to admit is still kind of blowing my mind. Look, that's still blowing my mind. That blew my mind at first. I was like, wait. I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Are you telling me you just merged universes? All right. Oh man, I think look. When that happened and I saw that, I didn't know whether to laugh. Okay. Look, I didn't know at first whether to laugh or be really, really flustered. I didn't know what to do because, again, I tell you, I have never seen a story do that. You all know about split timelines, even Terminator, split. Even movies with split, because I know there's movies with split universes, but you never hear of them trying to merge them back together. But there's a good reason for that, because that's stupid. It's dumb. You can't do that. There's even for fiction, that's dumb. This is why I'm like, when I saw that, I was like, I don't know whether to laugh or be angry, be absolutely fucking flustered. I didn't know which one, and start cursing out the company after they made a twist like that. But regardless of that, getting to the end of the game, I did all that, and boy, did that boss fight take a long time. It's got to be one of the most longest boss fights I fought in a JRPG I have ever done. Regardless of this, so I was loving the end. I know a lot of people didn't like the end where Milia uses the giant mech and Nia, she uses the giant mech, and I thought that was freaking awesome. Because I was like, Milia and Nia, the two females who got so super sidelined in their universes, they finally actually collaborated. I was like, that is fucking awesome. They actually made a super comeback with this game. I was like, I did not expect that in a Googleplex years for that to happen, and it happened. Okay, Milia and Nia. Again, like I said, the two females we got so super sidelined in Xenoblade 1, Milia in Xenoblade 1 and Nia in Xenoblade 2. So, anyway, at the end, this is what I'm going to say. My hatred subsided. It did. I was no longer mad. Because I'm like, okay, all right. They did the logical thing. Because, well, at the end, you find out that the universes, they can't stay together, and that actually makes sense because that's like trying to think of it like this: positive and negative, right? In Xenoblade 1, remember we find out that Zenza he split the world or the universes. It wasn't just the world. So the first game we thought that's what he did. The second game revealed that it was a universe, because the second game gave us more. It gave us more info of what was really going on. The first game, it was, it's a retcon, but, it gave us more info. Because, in the second game, you find out that the whole second game is taking place on the old world, while Xenoblade 1 is taking place on the new universe world. So I'm like, okay, so that means there was a separation, you know. So yeah, I know about that. Anyway, knowing this is why I was kind of pissed. I'm like, why are we merging everything now? I'm like, that's illegal. That's illegal. No, that's illegal. So, especially from, again, a universe split stand, you know, a plot twist, you know, that the game was actually building itself upon. That's illegal, man. So anyway, when I saw the end, I was so relieved because I'm like, okay, good. It was kind of heartbreaking because everyone had to, you know, Miyu and Noah, they had to let go of each other because they didn't belong in the, you know, they belong in their separate universes. So, you know, there was going to be a divide, right? So I'm like, okay, everything go back to normal, and everyone's trying to run to each other, and the universe separated. I was like, okay, good. They did the logical thing, okay? They did the logical thing. And just mentioning this, I'm gonna say that it was reminding me of what's going on with the Zelda series. You all know that the whole debacle with the new Zelda game and how it's not connecting completely to just one timeline. You know what I mean? And you all know that debacle. I don't really need to get into that. How many people are saying merger, it's a merger, right? You know how many people saying that. But Nintendo never came out and said anything about that, so it's not official. Me, honestly, I'm going to say this, that I do believe that it's on the child timeline. It's a child timeline. But that's just me. I still believe they're still doing that because Tears of the Kingdom is showing a lot of the child timeline. Like, it's really showing us this now. So I'm gonna be sticking on that team, if you know what I mean. Anyway, the game. Okay, that's the story. And yes, one more thing. The epilogue to this game. I'm a little confused. I am a little confused. Okay, I'm a little confused. So at the end of the game, the main character, he's young again. Everybody's young again. But it's back to where the beginning of the game started with, you know, and now here's the question: Is that the that's the actual Noah, right? That's not his previous self, right? So because remember we did have those where he had, you know, his the clones. Remember they had the clone, or was it like a rebirth? It was a rebirth thing that was going on. Ouroboros. It was the Ouroboros thing, which is ironic because Tears of the Kingdom is bringing in the same sort of it's hinting at the same thing, the Ouroboros. So I wonder how that's going to go with Zelda. But anyway, getting back to Xenoblade 3. Xenoblade 3 had a theme of Ouroboros. So I'm like, I kind of already knew off the bat that there's a rebirth thing going on here, isn't there? So anyway, but at the end, what does that mean? What does that mean? That epilogue, what does that mean? They were all reborn, or was it reset? Was it a reset? Did they reset or something? Because I don't understand that. That doesn't make any sense to me. You know, they were all young again, but there was a difference. He ended up hearing a Miyu. Remember she sang the what do you call that? The thing that instrument they were sending, the flute. She had her own flute, right? Where they were sending, you know, the dead. They could send the dead off. He hears it at the end, so I'm like, wait a minute. What the F does this mean? So yeah, that confused me. That epilogue confused me. So anyway, now I'm going to talk. So before I get to that, before I get into the gameplay. So yeah, I'm glad they did this because I'm like, that would have just going forward. When I saw the end and it said Monolith Soft, like, you know, with a big logo at the end of the credits. I'm like, oh no, are they ending it here? But I heard some recent news with, you know, new DLC coming out in December. I'm like, okay, they're not ending it here. They're gonna keep going with the series. All right, so this is why I'm glad they chose to keep the universes split, because that's creativity. We get to get two different worlds now. It still continues that way. Like, why? When they were merging everything, I was like, why would you want to ruin that? You know what I mean? That's pretty cool. I mean, it's temporarily, merging things. That was cool, but keeping things that way would have been stupid. And I am so glad they were smart enough to keep things separated. We could get two different stories, two different universes. That's the best way to keep this. And I always felt that was the sci-fi aspect of it. You know what I mean? Because if they kept it like this, where everything merged, doesn't that kind of, if they were going to do that, wouldn't that kind of ruin what Xenoblade 1 and 2 did? It would ruin the consequence of what Zenza, Klaus, what he did with the conduit, right? It would ruin all that. What would be the point of that? It's like, it was supposed to be a sort of a permanent, it's a permanent consequence because it was to the universe. It was permanent. No matter how much people want, to have everybody happy, together and all. No, this was a split universe. That's not going to happen. You know what I mean? So I'm glad they kept that consequence in the game. It's always been one since Xenoblade 1. It was a permanent consequence. And I'm glad they kept it that way. So, now that I got done with that, the gameplay. I'm going to say this. The gameplay is fantastic. This has got to be the best gameplay of the whole Xeno series. Xenoblade 1 was alright. Xenoblade 2 kind of upgraded 1. But 3's gameplay is... One thing I can say about Xenoblade 3 out of its two prequel games... They definitely they did a great job on the gameplay. It's this was by far the best of the gameplay. In terms of exploration, Xenoblade X still beats them all. It's just the way it is. I'm not bashing the other games with their exploration, but Xenoblade 3 is still not Xenoblade 3. Xenoblade X is still by far the best because you were able to still go anywhere you wanted. You know what I mean? There was no barriers. There was no one direction. You could go over mountains and everything. Xenoblade 3 is still the best. Okay, I keep saying the wrong thing. Xenoblade X. One more thing. One more thing had my mind blown, but I was also cracking up. So the endings, right? The endings. Holy shit. So we get one last glimpse at Milia Antiquire, right? And she's talking about how, I guess the worlds are going to be split again and this and that. She has Shulk's Monado. She has Shulk's sword. His sword is still there on the fucking wall. I was like, yo, there's the Monado. Oh, shit. She still has it. Oh, that's insane. She still has his Monado. The fucking, the red sword. Technically it's the sword of Zenza, but, Shulk used it for the majority of his game. Not only that, so I realized that, and not only that, it pans to Nia. Nia, I guess in her universe, I guess when they were separating, back to where their universes belong. And, dude, because I was wondering, are they going to show Rex? Rex. You all remember Rex, right? And Pyra and Methra. So I found that you find out in the picture. So I'm like, wait a minute. So Rex is older in the picture, but that wasn't what shocked me. Yo, he knocked them all up, dude. You don't know what I mean by You don't know what I mean by that. So, because Methra, Pyra, and Nia, all three of them have babies, and you see them around fucking Rex. So I was like, no, Rex, you didn't. I was like, no. Yo, this guy, he couldn't pick just one waifu, huh? Damn, dude. He picked them all, dude. And I was like, now I look at Nia, I'm like, Nia, really? Really? I was like, dude, I'm fucking dead. As soon as I saw that picture. I'm fucking dead. Oh my god. Anyhow, so that's pretty much it for now. Maybe someday, someday soon I could do a new game plus, just to see how much, more quicker I could run through the game. But not right now. I'm giving this shit a rest. You know what I mean? So, but other than that, it's going to be interesting to see where the Xenoblade series goes from here on out. And now we still have a split continuity, like Zelda. Everything's still going to be going in a split way because remember they unsplitted everything still. So, which is good because I wouldn't want them to change that. That was the biggest lore mythology I knew about this series, and I wouldn't want them to change that. So I'm like, thank God they kept everything split. Split into two in the end. So anyway, you all have a good day. I'll talk to you soon. All right. Like, subscribe, put in the comments, so do what you got to do. All right. Peace out. Bye.